Hey everybody, Dave here. Hope you're having an awesome day. So, a few years ago, I took this Incredible Hulk action figure and I posed it and I glued it into place and I sculpted out the joints and I turned it into a statue. Made a little diorama base for it. And my buddy Felipe actually was helping me at Designer Con and he accidentally bumped the shelf and this guy took a swan dive and just exploded. I did bring it home and I glued it back together, but there's still a whole bunch of chunks missing. And so I'm going to be part of an art show in Santa Fe at Stranger Factory, and I thought this would be a really fun. It's a Halloween themed show, so I thought it'd be really fun to do something Halloween with this. So I've got a really cool idea. So, really quick, this shirt that I'm wearing, it's like Egyptian aliens. My friends at Geeksoutfit sent me a couple shirts, and this is one of them. And it is really nice. I thought it was going to be like that cheap nylon that they just print something on, but this is a really nice fabric and nice and sturdy, and I was quite shocked and quite pleased. So, not paid sponsor, but I gave you some goodies. So I'll put a link for them and a little coupon code. But yeah, let's go make something awesome out of this guy for Halloween. Boys. All right, so here's that Hulk that I was talking about, and I did make a cool little base for this, but I think I'm going to repaint this thing. Funny thing is, I was looking back, I actually have a video of making this whole thing, so I'll put a link for that at the very end of this. I think it was probably about 5 years ago I did it, but yeah, you can see where it busted. I did glue it back together, but I never went back and re-sculpted everything, so I think the first thing I'm going to do is get this head off, and this head, the plastic's hard, it's been sitting for a long time, so just get yourself some hot water. I put this in the microwave for maybe 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes. I'll let it soak for maybe 2 minutes, and then after it has soaked, it actually loosens up the plastic just a little bit, and this head should just pop right off. Sometimes this is really hot, so be careful. This wasn't too bad, and the head just popped off. I was looking at this, I was like, that was a pretty cool paint job, so yeah, definitely check out that video just for fun. So I'm taking a little ball of aluminum foil. I'm going to use this as my base. I was thinking maybe if I cut like a little mouth, I can open this up. So I cut a little mouth and I'm kind of re-sculpting it with my fingers here. And right off the bat, I'm like, I don't know. It doesn't look quite right. It's starting to look like a mudfish or something. But I am going to use some Super Sculpt. You can bake this in the oven, so I'm just rolling some thin sheets out here, kind of covering this aluminum foil ball. And the more I cover it, the more concerned I am. I'm sitting here going, I don't know if this is going to work or not. Now, I am not a huge sculptor. I really do enjoy sculpting, but just working through different processes, I was watching some YouTubers, and one guy actually built up the ridges on his pumpkin like this. So I thought, well, I'll try that. And so I made some ridges, smoothing it out, was sculpting with the mouth, messed around with the eyes and stuff. And at this point, I'm thinking, this is not working. So that's okay. I am going to just take this all apart and start over. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to approach it more like I do with my illustrations and how I draw. So I recovered the ball of clay, and I'm actually going to mount it on the Hulk body so I can get the positioning and kind of figure out where it's going to be. I need to glue this neck piece. It's all wiggling around on me, so I'm gluing that into place. I did do a little kicker, a CA kicker on that. The kicker just helps it dry really quick, also called an accelerant. So a lot like I would in my illustration work, I am just kind of drawing a center line for the face. This is helping me. I'm also looking at the body and the posture and how everything is going to work. Just found a metal rod, and I'm using this to actually put the grooves in the pumpkin instead of building it up with giant little round rolls of clay. And I'm taking a sculpting tool, and again, like I said, just kind of sketching out the eyes where they're going to be. And I figured if I sketch everything out on there, then I can start pushing and taking away and adding clay, but at least I have an idea of where everything's supposed to go. So yeah, here I am just pushing the eye sockets in, I'll go back in a little bit later and cut some of this out, but I'm just trying to get a vibe for where everything's supposed to go and how it's supposed to look. Already, I can tell this is going a lot better. The first round, I was like, good night. Just adding up a little bit of clay on the bottom there just to fill out that mouth a little bit. And as I blend this in, right away I'm like, oh, this is looking really cool. I see kind of that pumpkin mouth. I'm thinking I want Jack Skellington, maybe a little bit of Joker. Now this part here is a little weird. The nose, it looks a little goofy, but trust the process. I have an idea of what I want to do with this. I would like to make it look almost like a little bit of a skeleton, so I need to build up a little bit of clay to get that skeleton nostril cartilage piece. So here I am kind of pushing this. Now again, trust the process. It looks like a little pig, but I'm going to chop down that bottom portion, flatten everything out, and then I'm going to build up a lip here. Yeah, I'll just roll out a piece of clay and I'll build up the lip, and that's going to help kind of blend all this together. Now, all this right now is kind of just blocking in. I'm doing a lot of blocking in. I do struggle with, I love to see detail and finished product really quickly, so I have a hard time not playing with detail. And I want to jump straight into detail instead of taking my time and blocking everything in. So I'm trying to be good about just blocking everything in, smoothing things out as I go. But again, it's not perfect finish yet. Adding a little bit of like chin, maybe bottom lip, just because it felt a little flat down there. I'll just blend this in again. I'm not being super meticulous on the blending just yet. I'm using my sculpting tool to kind of put that big crease in the corner of his grin, just so he's like got a nice evil smile. And then I'm dragging that all the way across, trying to just sculpt out the idea of the mouth, and then I'll remove some of this clay because I just got way too much clay right now. So I'm just scooping out some of that clay. Then I'll come back in here with my X-Acto knife, and I'm going to give this a nice clean edge. I did take the blade and kind of pushed all that clay down, and I'll scoop out some more clay here. And what this is doing, it's kind of hollowing out where the mouth is. It's aluminum foil underneath, so I was able to push that mouth in a little bit deeper. Here I'm just trimming out the eye sockets all the way down to the aluminum foil, and I love the nice deep sockets that I got there, so that's looking cool. I did lay a thin piece of clay in there, and I'm kind of just mashing it and kind of smoothing that out. And then I thought it might be fun to play around with the tongue. I wasn't sure at this point if I'd keep it or not, but I'm going to go ahead and bake that anyways. Adding in the additional pumpkin creases, just where they would come down in front of the mouth, and then add the additional creases around the back of the head. Now it's really starting to come together as a pumpkin. I'm really liking this. I do need to like smooth out these little creases. So I just took a flattened tool and just kind of pulled it out, and I think it worked pretty nice. For the stem, I just rolled a piece of clay, put that on there. I did add a couple of other little pieces of clay to kind of build up that stem. Pumpkin stems have these kind of gnarly little grooves and stuff that come off the bottom there. So just adding that on, sculpting some in there with my tools, and I'm liking how the base is. And then for the top part, I think all I'm going to do is just twist that clay, and it gives kind of that cool, gnarly stem look. I'm liking that feel. Watching some other makers, they did some gnarly teeth sticking out, and the head is still not baked yet. So I'm making some teeth, and I'm just kind of rolling the very end so it kind of comes to a point. I'm chopping off some little pieces here. I'm going to bake these, and then after I bake them, I'm going to push them into the soft clay. I did make sure to kind of give all of them a little bit of a bend so they had kind of this gnarly look to it when I push them in. There's also the tongue. I added some little warts into that. I'll bake all those. Here they are baked, and I think I've got plenty of teeth to mess with. So I just started pushing them into the soft clay. Now, somebody was like, oh, did you just use toothpicks for that? And I was like, oh, I could have, but I do like the little bit of a curve on the end of the clay there. And because the tongue is baked and the head is still soft, I'm able to actually push the tongue in and get like a nice little slot. So I can take that tongue out as I bake everything and paint it, and I don't have to worry about that tongue. But I did push it in so I could put the remaining teeth around it. And I'm really liking this. I want to build out the brows just a little bit more. They feel a little bit flat, so I just took some clay and kind of rolled it, built it out. I'm going to do a little bit of clay on the inside of the eye socket here just to kind of hide that aluminum foil. And then I have a little bit of an idea for the eyeballs. I was playing around with some different beads, and I've got some metal bearings, and I have these glow-in-the-dark beads that I use for my 1M robot stuff, and I thought that actually may be really cool. So I am doing some carving on the underside of the eyelid just so it gives a little bit more depth. I did that on both sides. I think that looks a lot nicer, and then built up the other eyebrow just to make sure that they both have kind of the nice depth to them. So here's that little glow-in-the-dark bead. Put the first one in there, and then what I did was I just pushed a little hole so the bead can kind of drop in there, and then I took a end of a little wooden dowel and just kind of pushed that in there. I'll glue those in later, but for now I can pop those out. Adding some little warts all over the pumpkin, and this I just took clay, rolled it in my fingers, and then I set it on there and smashed it down. And then I'll take my sculpting tool and I'll blend those out just a little bit. Nothing too crazy, but this is looking really cool. Like, it's so crazy how it just has all come together. So I need to fix the body. There's a whole bunch of cracks and holes, so I'm taking some Magic Sculpt because this is a 2-part epoxy and it hardens without baking. I don't really want to put the plastic body in the oven because, yeah, it might start drooping. So I filled the holes. I'm re-sculpting this. It's an epoxy that dries. It's workable for about 15 to 20 minutes, and then it starts getting a little bit stiff, and then after, say, 2 hours, it's pretty much dry, and you can paint it and work on it. So filling in all the little cracks in the arm, on the pants, and got it all back to where I wanted it, and that's looking really good. The Incredible Hulk is one of my favorite characters, so I think this is appropriate for this build. Here I did a brown coat over the whole thing. I was originally going to paint it orange, but I couldn't find a good orange that I liked. So I thought, you know what, let me do a brown base, and then I'm going to mix up some orange acrylic, and I'm going to water it down, and I'm just going to do washes over this. Now, I ended up probably doing easily 5 or 6 washes, putting a wash down, letting it dry, put a wash down, let it dry. And the effect was really cool because it let some of that brown come through. And you'll see here as it dries, it's not super powerful, but it really did some cool stuff. I'll do the same exact process for the body. So whatever you see I'm doing for the head, I did the exact same thing for the body. So here this is the first coat dry, and I'm just going to take some more of the exact same orange, watered down, and just lay another coat on. And you can see it's already getting a little bit darker. Now, as I was doing this, I was thinking I need to introduce a little bit more richer orange. So I have this Vallejo rust, and I was kind of starting to put it in the cracks. And I was like, man, this is a really, really nice orange. So I ended up just doing a wash over the whole thing. And you can see it just brought that orange right to the front. Now I'm doing some dry brushing with some orange that's not watered down. And I kind of dry brushed the whole thing, so I'm getting that a little bit richer orange color, but it is leaving a lot of the shadow area, so I'm really loving that. And it's really fun to do dry brushing because you can see everything just pop. Here I have one more coat of that Vallejo rust, and then I'm putting a little like yellow ochre on the teeth. I did a couple different shades of yellows and whites on the teeth just to get them where I wanted them, and I think those look pretty great. Here's another Vallejo ochre, and now I'm dry brushing all the high points, the brows, the nose, all the little warts and bumps, and it's really just bringing out the color. And then I went in with a Vallejo brown and kind of just dry brushed into all the little shadow areas. And you can see the effect is turning out really nice. And again, I did the same thing on the body, in the chest and on the abs and all the little nooks and crannies. For the tongue, I just used a red airbrush paint. It's really thin, and almost translucent, but on the pink Sculpey, it looks great. Adding a little bit of glue to the base because I want to add some sand to this. I want it to look more like maybe like an old dried up cornfield or farmland. Before it was an asphalt road, so I'm just laying down some Elmer's glue, and then I just got some playground sand. It's a really thin, fine sand, and I covered the entire thing with that. And then after I covered the whole thing, I'll let it dry. And then after it dries, I did paint. I did a nice little coat of paint over the whole thing, and then I'm doing a dry brush over all of that. I think it looks pretty good. Being that I didn't add a lot more to this diorama, I think this works pretty nice. I did want some tall grass or something like he is in an old cornfield or an old field, but all I could find at my hobby shop was this dead grass here, and it's a little bit smaller. So I remembered I'd seen years ago somebody take a chip brush and break it apart and use that as a tall grass. So what I did was I just got some pliers, and this chip brush was like $1 at Walmart. And I did a little bit of super glue on the end, held it all together, and then I did a little kicker just so it dries a little bit quicker. And I did poke some holes into the base of this. I put down a couple of the little tufts of the smaller dead grass, and then a little Elmer's glue, and then just put that in there. I did a couple little pieces throughout the base, and it's a little touch, but I think it's pretty cool. So for the tongue, I'm going to use this high gloss acrylic coating. You just brush it on, and it looks like a nice wet texture. So I think this is perfect for the tongue. I'm going to do a little bit on the teeth as well. And then I'm going to glue the tongue in, and I think we're going to wrap this one up and call it done. Okay, every once in a while, there is a build that is just super fun, and this is one of those builds. Like, just to watch it come together, and having never really done a clay sculpture of a pumpkin skeleton thing, it was really fun. Rebuilding the diorama, reworking the body. It was just cool to see them come together, and it's one of those that gave me joy as I'm building it. I'm like, this is awesome. This is really fun. I love it. So, yeah. Don't forget, this is going to be at an art show at Stranger Factory in New Mexico. It's a Halloween-themed show. It's going to open October 4th, Saturday. This coming October 4th. And I'm also going to have the little mini haunted mansion that I did last 2 weeks ago. That's also going to be in the show. And then I got one other piece. So I'll leave a link for them. And then I'm also rocking one more shirt from my friends at Geeksoutfit. They gave a discount code. If you're interested, 25% off. Check out their link as well. And yeah, this was a fun build. I love it. So let's do some turnaround shots of this thing. And as always, it's a great day to be a toy nerd. Have a great one.